Welcome back to Next Stage Podcast, everyone. We got Kenny Sciuto in the studio.
Can I look at the...
If you want to. I mean, I don't think anyone's going to be upset.
All right, cool. Right on.
I mean, if you were just like talking there instead of to me, it might look a little weird, but I'm not going to tell you what to do, man. It's your show.
Well, yeah,
know?
what I thought was funny was you're talking to the audience but looking at me. So
Yeah.
I was like, can I look at the camera? Like, it's there.
Yeah, I mean...
You guys are there.
We're not like making anything up here. Like there's legitimate equipment recording us.
Yeah.
We can break the third wall,
Okay,
so
cool.
to speak.
Like Jim from the office? Yeah.
People say I look like him, actually.
You don't look like him. Dude.
I don't think so either. And I was like, what do you mean? Anyway, enough about me.
Yeah.
What about you? What's going on? No, enough about me. What do you think about me? Never mind. So
I gotta get to my notes. Dude.
This is your first time on, man. We got to
Yeah.
get your origin story. So, like, when did you get involved in music? Like, what made you want to play? Why did you start? Was it guitar? Was it bass? Was it like, what did you start with?
So I started, my first instrument I started was trumpet, believe it or not.
Wow.
When I was in 4th grade, dude, there was a flyer that like went around the elementary school and it was like, oh, learn how to play an instrument or whatever. And I was like, yo, that sounds dope. And actually my music teacher in elementary school, she like really liked me. I was like playing the recorder and shit, and I was like kind of good at it. And like I would always answer the music questions like first. Mm-hmm. And I remember like, dude, I must have been in like 1st grade. This lady, Mrs. Auchincloss was her name. And she was like, all right, anybody but Kenny. Like, anyone but Kenny. And then I kind of knew. I was like, yo, like I'm kind of good at this shit. Mm-hmm. So I picked up the trumpet and I played that all the way through high school. I was in the marching band all the way through. And I picked up the bass guitar during high school, played a little tiny bit of guitar, and just kept going with it. I don't know. My mom is a musician herself.
Okay, what does she play, sing, like what?
Yeah, actually, she's dope. Her job, full-time job, and for the past like 20-something years, man, she plays guitar, sings, and teaches sign language to like kids.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait. Teaches sign language and guitar like to the same
At
person?
like the same time. No, it's not a person thing. She goes to like daycares.
Oh.
And like she performs like for the kids like once or twice a week.
Yeah.
And that's what she's been doing for like 20 years. Man.
But it's not like just for deaf people?
No. It's just like educate.
Oh,
it's to
wow.
educate the kids, man.
That's really cool.
Isn't that dope, man?
So you grew up with like that like music in the household, so you kind of had it around you?
Yeah, well, she was always like singing. Her voice is, dude, her voice is crazy, man. It's like an angel. Like really, you know, that gets thrown around a lot.
Yeah.
But like truly, it's like, it sounds like the heavens are singing when she does, man.
Yeah, the angel gets thrown around like rock star. It's like, oh, you're a rock star if you put your toys away. It's like, no, not really.
No, dude. My mom is a rock star angel, dude.
Got it.
But yeah, so she was always singing. My sister is like a crazy, phenomenal singer too. Mm-hmm. And what's funny is that I never really sang. Like when I was a kid, I wasn't singing around the house and stuff. I guess kept to myself a little bit more, and I just would play the instruments.
Yeah.
And then when I was in high school, I joined like an after school program that was like our School of Rock, you know, kind of thing. And the guy made me sing on stage. I sang Roxanne.
Yeah.
That was the first song I ever sang in front of somebody.
That's a tough song, man.
And I played the bass too while I did it.
You stepped into Sting's shoes right off the bat. Come on.
Yeah, it was probably horrible. Like, I
don't care,
haven't
man.
seen
If you're
video.
playing the bass and singing, it's gonna be great.
Yeah, well, it's really freaking hard to do, man.
Yeah, and he's playing
crazy.
a fretless too. Like, come on, Sting.
Plays a fretless?
Yeah, at least in the beginning he did. Those early days, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he rocked the fretless, and so you got started with that. Was that your first taste of like performing? Like
No, because I played the trumpet, so like I was in like the bands and like the school bands. So we would play like on stage like the really shitty, horrible like concerts. Like everyone's out of tune and hitting the wrong notes for the parents, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I did that forever, and then I did like a musical play theater camp once because my uncle Johnny is John Lamandola. He's the music teacher at Brookfield High.
Okay.
And he put on this camp back in the day, and I did that, and that's when I was really like on stage, like without anything in front of me, just kind of like doing my thing. I was like 12 or 13 or something, but
Strictly
I really
singing?
liked it though. Yeah, just singing and like I was like doing doo-wop with the dudes. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. But that was like my real first like on stage and felt really comfortable. So I was like, oh, cool. Like,
And so you kind of naturally were good with and comfortable in that space, because I can say from seeing you, like, you're a natural performer. It comes across. You seem very comfortable. Like, is that something that happened in the beginning, or did you have to like work to get there?
I I didn't feel that comfortable when I started.
Yeah.
But it's not like I was like, okay, Kenny, you better work on this.
You're as good as all the other boys.
Yeah, no, like I was shaky on stage playing the trumpet, and then eventually, I don't know, I started smoking weed, I think, and I was like, oh, dude, it's whatever, man. Like, yeah. So.
And you kind of like rose into it, but it's like it just like comes out of you when you're playing. I've always noticed that, and like even and seeing you with Students of the Universe was the first time I saw you play.
Who?
I don't know.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not playing. Dude, I love that. I love that band, dude. Students of the Universe, man. One of my favorite bands that I've ever been in, for sure. Probably Tales of Joy is really fun, but that's because I'm still new. I'm still a new guy in there. But
you're still breaking your balls.
Yeah, yeah.
You got the Jason Newsted treatment.
Yeah, dude. But the Students of the Universe was absolutely fire, man. Like,
you guys were the best live band around at the time. I would always say that hands down. Anytime if we were sharing a bill or if you guys were playing, we were going to see them. Like, this is the best live band around here.
We got that a lot, and actually, that's when I met you. Was you guys opened up? It was your trio, I believe.
Yeah.
And it was at
Dan's Dining Car, wasn't it?
Nah. I think that the first time it was at the pub, that pub place by the mall. What was that? O'Brien's.
O'Brien's. Yeah, the back room. The back room.
Yes. That was the first time I ever met you. And I remember walking in and like you guys were already set up and we were bringing our shit in. And you were really cool, like with everybody, and the band was cool. And then you guys started playing, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Yo, we're in the big leagues now," because you guys were like fucking like going hard, man, like rocking out. And I was like, "Oh my god!" Like, we have to fucking play with this guy. Like, how are we gonna do? Like, I didn't know. And yeah,
I felt like stopping music after you guys played. So you had these 3-part harmonies and everything, these like catchy like riffs, and I was like, holy shit, everyone's like right on point. And I'm like, damn, I think
we were right on point.
I thought so at the time.
That was the early days.
That Woo-La song, ma, ma, na, 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 that one got in my head, and I was like, damn, and all three of you singing, man.
I wrote that. I showed up to Jesse's house for practice, and while everyone was setting up, I was sitting in a chair, and I just started playing it, and I was like, yo, this actually is kind of tight, man. And then Jesse would put like the harmonies on top. Dude, sick.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love. Yo, dude, Jesse's over here. Yeah, Jesse's over here, right?
He should be sitting in this chair,
yeah,
right?
Jesse was playing guitar with us, and where was I going with this, man? I forgot. I just got so excited for something.
About the harmonies going over the top and like.
Oh no, I remember. So Justin recorded like a bunch of our rehearsals, like at the end of like the band, at the end of like the road, end of the road. And I just listened to the whole like hour and a half or whatever it was of music, and like it's kind of good and it's kind of shitty, but like, dude, I loved it so much, man. It brought back so many memories. Like, yo, that shit was killing, man, killing.
I know. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers to that. I'm drinking.
I'll cheers to that as well. Yes, some tea
here. Yes.
So
yeah, kids, go on YouTube and look up Students of the Universe. And see what comes up.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. But so yeah, we'll go a little bit back further. So like, what was the first band that you were in? So you got that taste of doing your Sting impression, Roxanne live with bass. You did the music camp, and then like, when did you get bands together in high school?
Yeah. My first band was a ska band. I was like a ska kid. You look like a ska.
I was gonna say, man. You want the hat?
You look like a ska grown man. We were like on the ska, all my friends and stuff, and I had a ska band with some kids from like another school that like I didn't really know. They needed a bass player. They like found me somehow. I can't even really remember, to be honest. And what the frick was our name, dude? The first name we had was Shampoo Propaganda. And like, I don't even know, like, I don't know, man.
It sounds cool.
Dude, that's like a 14-year-old ska band. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. It's got enough syllables.
Yeah, and coming from like a horn background, like ska was dope, man. And a bunch of my friends played horns in my bands and stuff. And then after that, I started a band with my really good friends, the Weedles, they're 4 brothers, and they've been my longtime friends forever. And we started a band in their garage, Jam Session Wednesdays.
Nice.
Right? And dude, I've been in a lot of bands, just with like my friends too, which is like the best.
Do you usually like get to know people before you want to play with them? Like, is it ever weird to like start fresh with somebody that you've never played with before?
I don't. Besides that, like ska band, I've always like known the people that I've been playing with, like the Tales of Joy guys the band I'm in now, the Tales of Joy, baby.
Yeah.
I'm getting to know them now, and they're like my best friends, and it's a big family kind of thing. So I'm pretty excited to start playing with them, because I started playing with them and didn't really like know them too well, and now we're a family, and sky's the limit.
What do you think that like comfortability does as far as like if you're a musician playing with other musicians? Like, how important is that relationship with the other people?
I think it's important, but also playing with somebody that you've never played with before, like don't really know them, that's like super interesting as well, because you don't know what kind of vibe they're gonna bring at you. You don't know like any of their licks, like you don't know what they're coming with, so that can kind of spark something kind of interesting. Mm-hmm. So yeah, like people in bands, like for instance Justin Freeman, who is the drummer for So2. Fantastic drummer, man. I didn't really know him, and Jesse Mike brought me into So2, and we were playing with him, and me and this dude clicked. So, and we started like really making the rhythm of that band. So it's, to answer the question, man, I don't know. I think it's doesn't really matter, I guess.
Yeah.
Like,
so it can
musicians are musicians.
Right. So like a new unknown person can like drive you in a certain way, maybe that you wouldn't think of, or maybe it's gonna like open an inspiration you wouldn't have. Mm-hmm. But like the familiar person, it's like you kind of know how they think in a way where like, oh, on stage you know like where they're gonna go or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. What I find playing with people that I know and I'm friends with is that, and have you ever got this too, when you guys make the same exact mistake at the same exact time? Does that ever happen to you, man?
In songs, yes. When you're rehearsing a song that you've like, there's a certain part that trips you up and you hit the wrong thing, or no?
That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about just randomly, like you're grooving, and then you'll just like slip up and hit a wrong note at the same exact time as the other person.
Whoa.
That never happened
to
me? No,
that hasn't happened to me.
All the time. Me and Mike Weedle, dude, like all the time.
Really? So this is my cosmic connection there.
Yeah.
I wonder what that's about.
I don't know, man. I don't know, dude. But
it's the universe, you know?
Yeah.
You're still learning from the universe. So
we're all students of the universe, if you.
I suppose so. I mean, all energy and knowledge gets, reflected back to us from multiple different facets of the universe we experience. So
that is true.
I would expect that's what you had in mind with the band name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who made up that band name, by the way? It was a solar power was the first one.
I guess in the same way. Still part of the sun is part of the universe.
It was SOUL.
Ooh, solar. Or
power.
Oh man,
very strong.
That's like a good like brand name, like solar energy.
Yeah, I know, it's a bad band name. Students of the Universe isn't a great band name either. If I'm gonna be honest, I love it, but
yeah, it's kind of a sentence, I guess. Yeah. That's maybe like the So2 thing came up.
Yeah, So2.
That's like the abbreviation of it.
Yeah, and then we were trending on Twitter. So2 was, but it was like. State of the Union, yeah. And I like texted the boys. I was like, dude, #1 on Twitter, bro. Like, we fucking made it.
So coming out of getting involved in bands and like performing and stuff, like, did you start writing right away, or when did you start like writing and singing songs? Because you did on Quarantine Jams a lot of your own original performances. You playing guitar and singing. Like, was that something in the background all the time, or did that come later on?
Yeah, when I graduated high school, that's when I started. I was like 19, and I got a Taylor Baby, like the mini guitars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got that guitar, and I brought it literally everywhere I went, man. It did not leave my side, and I was just writing and singing all day, every day. So I was just writing and writing and writing. And then when I would go to new bands and stuff, like with So2, me and Jesse would just, we vibe and we click very well. We write music together like very easily. So I always try and be a part of the songwriting, like, you know, the ladder of it all. Like,
structure.
I like to be at the base of it and then work my way up. But yeah, writing tunes is fun, man.
What was it that like made you want to do it? Because you said you didn't sing when you were younger, even though your family did. Like, what made you find your voice and want to start singing yourself and putting your own songs out there? Was it like artists that you liked that sparked your interest, thinking I could do that, or was it like I got something I want to say? Here's how I do it.
No, not really. I was like, yo, people would tell me that I had a good voice, and
yeah,
and I believed them. It was not very good back then. Like, it was me practicing and working at it a lot, which has gotten it a lot better. But people would tell me that I had a good voice, and I was like, oh, like, why not? And plus, like, I was like, oh, dude, if I like sing to girls, you know, then like, yo, then girls will like me, you know. So probably girls is the answer to that question.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I watched the Def Leppard behind the music. I'm like, that's what I want to do.
I haven't seen it. Is that the one where he's like, they're peeing in each other's mouths or doing something weird like that?
Not the version I saw.
No, I don't know. Somebody told me
Maybe
that.
you're talking about Motley Crue.
Maybe that's the one.
All the same era. Those 80s hair rock bands made me think that, like,
same,
if I can learn to play the guitar, then I don't have to have a good way of talking to girls because I'm awkward and I don't know how to. But if I do that, I look cool. No. Yeah, so that kind of, I can understand that aspect of it.
I wish I was better at guitar, man.
So do I.
Yeah, right, dude? We should have Jesse teach us how to play a little bit.
Yeah, right? His intuitive style is inimitable.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as, like, when you were playing in college and carrying the guitar around, was that only, like, hanging out with people, here's a little party, let me throw some, do some tunes, or did you ever, like, play out, like, an open mic or do any acoustic shows, like, trying to do your own music out there?
Not really at the beginning, because like I was only 19 and going to bars and doing like the open mics. That's like kind of hard to do when you're 19. But no, no.
It was just for the fun of it.
Just kind of doing it. Like, all my friends are very musical. Like, I always hung out with musical people, so we were always singing, if there was a guitar or not. We're always singing and rapping and making beats and just having fun and that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of part of life, really. Yeah.
So as far as like influences and stuff, like, what are bands that like maybe turned you on or made you want to play or reach further? Was there certain bands or artists or people who were inspirations to where you came from in terms of what you wanted to put across or saw them doing that you wanted to maybe do something like that?
Not necessarily. Like, I never found a person I was like, dude, I want to be like them. It's way more like the music for me. Like Stevie Wonder is like the top of the mountain, you know. It doesn't get better than Stevie Wonder. I'll literally fight anybody if they have anything else to say. Like, that's the fact.
That's your dude.
Yeah, that's my guy.
Okay.
So it was always kind of like, and I'm not trying to emulate them either. It's just like, I'm so curious about the way that their minds work to make the sounds that they make and the melodies that they put over the chords. That always has like fascinated me. So like Stevie Wonder is my dude, and I love R&B, man. Like, that's my stuff.
Hey, you got that flavor in your voice, man, for sure.
Dude, it's the best. It's all I listen to, man. So that's probably why it reflects off of me. And like D'Angelo is one of my other, like, he's like a god. And then I listen to like acoustic wise, dude, James Taylor, bro. Like, he'll never get old, man. Like, he's the best thing. It's like right in my range too. Like, Alan Stone is another guy that I really look up to. Emily King, if you've ever heard of her, man, she's
I haven't.
Kind of an acoustic person and just fire. Man.
So you like that smooth, kind of soulful voice stuff? I mean, that's clearly what you do as a singer as well. What do you think is so attractive about that?
Dude, just the way it soothes my ear hole, man. You know, like just and it like it makes me feel stuff like sometimes I wish that there was a camera on my face when I was just alone listening to like a new song or like one of my favorite songs, because like I literally go through the emotions, like, and you can see it on my face while I'm listening to it, and I feel like all of that is kind of like soul music, I guess you could call it that, but it makes my soul do something.
Yeah.
And I feel like if I'm gonna like make music, I want it to sound really good. Like whether or not it has an important message, which most of the time it doesn't. I'm just like saying whatever. But as long as it makes somebody like feel good or be like, oh, cool, like, yeah, I like that. That's kind of what I like to.
But that is the message, though. Like, if you can, without the words, because like words are kind of clunky. You know, you have to come up with lyrics. They have to fit in a certain way, syllables and rhyming. It's kind of a weird thing to have to force emotion into.
Yeah,
but, like,
true.
The feeling that you get from a person singing, like, that's to me the real message. You know, the real communication that's happening. Because even if you hear a song that you don't know the language they're singing in, you can dig on it.
Exactly. Yeah, man.
So like I guess maybe that's like soul music is it's gonna reach you whether you pay attention to the words or not. You know?
Yeah, I agree, man. I listen to a lot of music that's not in English, man, and it's like it doesn't make me feel any different that I don't know what they're saying. It's like, yo, this is fire.
And that's
music
kind of
universal.
A weird perspective we have as like primarily speaking English is that most of the world does not have English as their first language, yet most of the quote unquote important famous music is in English. You know, so that's like a little bit weird that like there's this music that's exported to all around the world that like, you know, these bands that are like the biggest in the world, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Stevie Wonder, whoever it is, it's all in English. But somehow people around the world still can dig on it, and it doesn't really matter whether they understand. You know, we're on the inverse side.
Right. Yeah, and they say that music is a language. Like Victor Wooten is one of my biggest idols, like music wise. You ever mess around with Vic?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Man.
and his philosophy is like basically music is just a language. Like it doesn't matter like if you know how to speak it or not. Like you can figure it out, and you know you can communicate on whatever level it may be, and you can clearly see that all around the world with music. Somebody said the other day to me, they were like, yo, music is like gonna save the world. Like that's like the only constant thing that everyone can get together with and will save the world. And
that is true.
Holy shit, yeah.
Are there any bands you think or artists that you think have that universal reach and appeal that like did reach a lot of people and touch people and maybe kind of helped heal the world in times?
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the Beatles, maybe the Beatles, I don't know.
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, the Beatles.
I think Bob Marley did it.
Oh, Bob Marley, of course. Yeah.
You know, because he was speaking about like kind of universal oppression from growing up in, you know, Jamaica, obviously experiencing it firsthand and being, you know, in their eyes, a half-breed of, you know, he wasn't full Jamaican. So like he kind of experienced it on all sides, but like that music of struggle and oppression kind of like one of the few universal bands, I think.
Yeah, yeah. You're 100% right, man. Yeah. I mean, I've seen the videos online of like the shots of people from other countries like singing one line to like, you know, like one love or whatever, like going across to all different parts of the world and everyone's playing their style. Have you seen these type of videos?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Exactly. It's all this collaboration of people all over the place, and there's like clips that are strung together that are like seamlessly doing the song.
Yeah, and it's like their style of music too, and it all kind of fits. And yeah, Bob Marley is that dude.
Because Soto had a heavy like reggae influence in there. Like, do you think that kind of drew from that like universal appeal of it?
I'm not too sure about that. Well, the way I feel about reggae music is that, like, how can you not like reggae music? Like, how can
I consider it the pizza of music. Even when it's bad, it's still pizza.
Yeah. So like, it kind of like makes you feel, you know, like it doesn't matter who you are. Like it just kind of makes you go like this. And if that's not like love, I don't know what is, man.
How important do you think movement is with music?
It's very important, I think. Even though I must say, like, classical music and stuff, that's not making me move. It's like making like my brain move.
Cerebral.
Know? But so I don't know, man. I mean, music is vibrations, right?
Yeah.
Like you're moving regardless. You don't even know that you're moving. You're moving inside the vibrations and everything. I don't know.
Yeah, because I always think the interesting thing about music is it kind of makes people do stuff they normally wouldn't. Like if you were just sitting
like
at
dancing.
if you were just sitting at a bar and there was no music going on, you'd just be sitting there. But as soon as someone starts playing or a jukebox, you might tap your toe, you might move a little bit, and then all of a sudden, if there's a real good band turning you on, you're gonna start like acting a fool in a good way, but like you wouldn't do that otherwise.
Oh yeah,
it's like magic,
dude. You're right, dude. And the funniest part about it all is like watching your homies that don't have rhythm dancing to music. How funny is that? Oh, that's you?
I'm the worst dancer, but I freak out. But
all right, cut to the clip of Scott dancing. All
right. There's probably a lot of them around there.
Yeah, man.
But it's true. It makes you want to move, even if like you know that you can or whatever. It's sort of like, I don't care. I just got to do something with my body.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I think that's important with a band if they can affect you in that way. Like it seems like you've always gravitated towards that type of music. Like, do you notice that when you're playing, if people are moving or not, if they're dancing, if they're getting involved, does that like further your like desire to play?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, you know that definitely. If people are moving, you can feel their energy. And it just reflects, it just bounces back and forth to you, to me, to you, to me. And it definitely like, it levels you up, you know, and you're like, oh, hell yeah. And then you start playing better. You start rocking harder. People start rocking harder. The worst is like when you hit that weird like lull and like, you know, like the song ends and then you're like, all right, cool. Like here's the new one. And it's kind of like slower, like, or whatever. And then people are like, oh yeah, I'm fucking out. You know, and then people on stage, even after rocking so hard and feeling that energy, then you're dead on stage and you're like, oh shit, man, like
that's set structuring.
Well, yeah, that's huge.
How you structure a set.
You got to. You know.
Keep going. You me.
Dude, it's all about the like the cross hatching, like the leading this song into this song so you don't have to stop. And not too many bands I've been in are like any good at that. But I know that's the formula. Like you gotta get it down. Like that's how the greats do it. Man.
Right. I guess there's two schools of discipline about it because there is something about when a band like dead stops and then there's the moment.
Yep.
If you're good enough.
Yeah.
If you're not, maybe you got to keep it going.
Well,
I don't know.
Well, it depends, man. It all depends, man. Especially like if you got like that song, you know, like that. Stairway to Heaven or something, you know, like you're not leading into another song. Like you're not going into like Kashmir, dude. Like you're gonna let them fucking explode, and then probably be like, dude, I'm fucking out. Where's my paycheck? Like, see ya in London. Dude.
Yeah, no encore.
Yeah, I'm out.
There's nothing left to do.
Yeah. What was the best encore you've ever seen?
Best encore I've ever seen. Man, you're putting me on. You're interviewing me now. This is
I don't know, dude, you're asking me all these freaking questions, bro. Like, what the hell?
Might as well ask. Man, that's hard to say. I can't say I've been to too many shows where the encore was unexpected. It usually seems like, oh, they're going to go off and we know they're going to come back on. Let's do the obligatory thing. And then you're going to see it. But one that sticks in my mind, I saw it was Foo Fighters, Red Hot Chili Peppers in 99 at the Meadows. And
99? How old were you, bro?
35.
You were 35 and 99.
No, yeah, exactly. I don't age.
Yeah,
I got
dude,
that.
It's the hat. Dude.
Yeah,
you take the hat off, you start getting crazy.
I got that gene. The guy that I can't remember his name.
Benjamin Button.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it just stays there.
Oh,
but Benjamin, don't unbutton that button. Yeah. It's all gonna spill out. But it was the Chili Peppers on their encore. They did Fire. And then they did Soul to Squeeze, which I love Soul to Squeeze. It's only on the Conehead soundtrack, as far as I know. It's the only time it was released. That's my favorite Chili Peppers song, and I didn't think they were going to play it. So they came back and they did those two. I can't remember if Fire by Jimi Hendrix was first or Soul to Squeeze was first, one or the other, but I thought they were done. Came back, did those two, and I'm like, that made the whole thing worth it because I wanted to hear Soul to Squeeze. And Fire was awesome because it's like, you know, a great rocking song, and Flea on bass. It was just sick.
Oh, so it was the Chili Peppers. It was their final set.
Yeah, their final set.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Chili Peppers. So I would say that was my favorite encore that I experienced. Now, Reflect back to you as the universe does. What's your favorite encore?
There's a lot. I have a lot, dude. I've been to a lot of concerts, man. My dad would take me to like so many shows, dude. Just like old like rock bands, you know, like I saw like Jethro Tull. I saw The Who.
Whoa.
Like I've seen.
You've seen some of the dinosaurs,
dude. I've seen crazy bands like that. Dude, shout out to Pito Palladino, man. He played in so many bands that I've seen. He's like the bass player of like touring bands. I don't know if you've ever heard the name.
No.
He's played on so many records that you know. Like he tours with John Mayer Trio. Really? He's the bass player for them.
Okay.
And he also plays literally with all the greats. Like he's just the filling guy. Anyways, I think my favorite was D'Angelo because I love D'Angelo so much. My favorite song of all time is D'Angelo's Untitled. How Does It Feel? I don't know why, dude. It's just like, I feel like I've never heard a song at that tempo before. It's just like, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck? And then, dude, anyways. So it's at the end of the show, right? And they're rocking. How does it feel? And then one by one, all the people start leaving the stage. Ooh. So like the background singers walk off and they're still playing. And then the bass player stops playing and he walks off the stage and then it's just D'Angelo just and then it was just him and then like he just like faded out. Wow. And I fucking lost my shit, dude. I went crazy. That's my favorite song ever, and I saw it, and
it deconstructed.
Dude, who does that?
No one.
You've never seen that. I've never seen that until that. Yeah,
man,
it was amazing, man.
And that's an impactful way to leave a song like that because it's sort of like slowly easing you out of it.
And it's not a high intensity song either.
It's a little like sweet, you know, like
intimate.
Like, I just made love to you, and I'm gonna keep cuddling with you for a little while before I let you go. I might cook you breakfast. I don't know.
Yeah, man. That was wild, man. Sheesh.
So what's this?
Dude, I'm like getting hot, bro. My bad.
I'll give you a moment.
I gotta get back in.
Give you a moment. We can reset.
How does it feel?
Don't go back yet.
I know I'm back, dude. Fuck.
So what's up now? Tales of Joy. What's kicking with that?
Tales of Joy. We're a reggae like I don't know, dude. We play like a lot of Latin grooves too. It's crazy. I've never been in a band like this, man. So if you want to follow us at Tales of Joy Music on Instagram and Tales of Joy on Facebook. We got Jay, the Jingle Man, Joyo. We got Con, Big Bud Taylor, Matt, Mr. Sunshine, Spencer, Emmett, Alan Cajon Foster, Hector Coco Ares, and Kenny Hammerfist Sciuto. That's our band, and we play this fun like reggae shit, and then it's kind of has like a Sotu vibe as well because we do a lot of like instrumental like breakdowns and all this kind of jazz, man, and we're out of Danbury, Newtown, and Fairfield, so that's like kind of like our triangle there. Mm-hmm. And they've been together for a while. I just moved back from Colorado from living there for a few years. I moved back and they asked me to join the band. I filled in playing bass for them at a show in early January. Hector wasn't there. He needed me to play bass. I learned the songs. I filled in with them and they were like, "Holy shit, Ken, like dude, you were doing great.
Made for this.
Oh my God." And then I already had it in with them because I went to school with Hector and I knew Matt and I'd done a track with them a year or two before. Mm-hmm. And they were like, "Yo, dude, if you move home, bro, like join the band." And I was like, "All right, cool. I come back. I performed with them, and they were like, "Yo, you're playing," but I'm playing guitar in this band.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm playing rhythm guitar. So
is that a switch from going to bass to guitar? Is it like different on stage in terms of what you're listening to and how you're feeling it?
It is. It's way harder. I think. I feel like with the bass, I can let loose more. With the guitar, I have to like think what I'm doing, and like it's hard, man. I don't know.
There's more strings to show your mistakes.
So much, dude. And the thing is that I don't play a lot of electric guitar. I usually just play like acoustic, and like I'm playing soft, and I'm like doing the finger, and now I'm like trying to like play like reggae,
yeah,
and like keep up and like not look like an idiot. I don't know. It's hard, but trying to get better. I'm in there. I'm singing like a lot of like harmonies and stuff, and I'm singing lead for a couple songs. I brought one or two of my songs in.
Okay.
And so right before quarantine was when I started, right? We gigged for about almost 2 months, maybe like a month and a half. Mm-hmm. When did the quarantine start? Like February?
March.
Oh, like the beginning of March.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, so we gigged for about 2 months. Like almost every weekend. Like we play gigs.
Working band.
We play gigs. And so I was just like learning their songs and everything. But every time we go to practice, we write new material. Mm-hmm. So we're always writing, which is awesome because I don't have to, even though I am learning their songs, I'm still a part of the band writing music with all 5 other people.
Right.
So
it's a very collaborative environment.
Oh, yeah, man.
That's great, man. Because everyone gets to show their talents, and then it becomes more of like we're all in this together thing. And I've always loved, they were all like the kind of costumey stage show. I'm a big fan of dressing for a show. I think it's so important.
To the nine, man. These guys have fashion. And
I remember you had the star sideburns one of the first early shows we played with.
No way, you remember that?
Car, yeah.
Oh my God.
My wife Shannon was like, he's got stars cutting his sideburns.
Starburns, baby, yeah. That was my buddy
You always had the flair for that.
Dude, my buddy, the Weedles that I was saying before, it was their birthday. And they just came home from college, and we had a party at my house. They actually brought a kitten, which is like my cat now. They brought a kitten to me. Now it's my cat.
Yeah.
And it was that night, and I was like, yo, what do you guys want for your birthday? And Kevin was like, I want you to shave stars in your face. Because I had a beard, and he was like, I want you to do that. So I say less, homie. Starburns. That was the only time I did it, too. That's funny that
I experienced that. That was awesome.
That's
cool.
But
it gave me that instinct that you had a flair for the stage, and I think that's so important. And like Tales of Joy definitely does that. Like I love that. I love a band that dresses the part, that looks like I'm here to entertain you. You know? It's like anything that has a uniform. It's like sports players. Could they play the game without the uniform? Yeah. Would it be as cool? Probably not. Something about looking like you're supposed to be doing what you're doing, to me, is like makes it that much more interesting, and the magic of music is already in the air. Like, why not look like a wizard or something?
That's an interesting take. I like that. I never thought about it like that. Like sometimes I had a band in Colorado with my boys, the Weedles, and like sometimes we would like dress goofy or like try to be funny like somehow, like we would make funny promo videos to get people out. But the fact that these guys like, and they dress like this too, like it's not quite a gimmick either, man. Like, these guys have fashion. Like, I don't. Like, thank God they gave me this T-shirt to wear, bro. I would have came in here with a tank top, dude. Like, so that's a funny part about it all, is that like I'm getting like cool clothes, or like trying to like find my style. Like, I'm not their style. I'm me, So I'm trying to get in.
They're eclectic to begin with, so like an eclectic style, like anything can kind of fit as long as it's a little bit more.
As long as you're doing you.
Yeah. As long as it's turned up a little bit, then I'm going to the gas station real quick.
Yeah.
You just like turn it up a little bit from there.
I would just be wearing basketball shorts like that. I played gigs in basketball shorts, bro. So like.
Hey, Jeff Emmett from Pearl Jam did that too. So okay.
Yeah, is that true?
Henry Rollins only wore shorts, no shirt, nothing. So it's like, if you got to look, you got to look.
Yeah.
But I like that they do that, and it seems like it's a good fit for you. And what's the future going on here? What you guys did some things in quarantine jams, or saw those awesome videos, which were extremely entertaining, but also like really quality music going on there.
Yeah, thank you.
So is there recordings things? Is there just wait until you can play shows again? Like, what's the next stage, as we'll say, for... Yeah.
Not bad. So at the end of July, at the end of this month, in 2 weeks, 3 weeks from now, on the 30th and the 31st, we have gigs. We're starting again.
There we go.
It sucks because I don't have my phone, and I was like, wanted to get prepared, and I'm not. We're playing at Peekskill Brewery on the 31st from 8 o'clock to 11. Okay. I know that.
We can put some details in the video. We
Let's
can put
do
some,
that.
you know.
Let's do that. Yeah.
In the about comments section or whatever.
So yeah, I mean, when things start opening up, man, we're gonna start playing because we were booked all the way into the end of September in January.
Wow.
So we have our things in front of us, and we're very proactive. My boys they handle it, man. And we're always reaching out and always trying to gig, and people are hitting us up. The more that we grow and everything like that. So we recorded a few songs in quarantine actually, because Jay and Hector both have their degrees in like music engineer. So I have 2 engineers on my squad, and it's great. And we all can record from home, you know, these days. Like, you got all the equipment.
Yeah.
And so we were throwing songs in, boom, 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 all quarantine. So like,
that's great.
Things are coming.
So you're coming out with some new stuff out of quarantine. You got some dates on the books. That's amazing, man. Yeah. It gives me so much hope for the future of music that bands have. You know, I mean, I can't speak for all of them. Obviously, some bands obviously had trouble, and it's not going to be the same for everyone. But hearing that you guys have a future and things, you know, coming out of this, that's beautiful. You know, because I think the world needs some healing, and I think music can do that.
Amen, baby. Holy shit. I like that. That was powerful, bro.
Dude, man, any last things you want to say? Any wisdom you want to leave people with? Anything you want to, you know, wrap it up? Because this has been a great conversation. I feel like we kind of like covered a lot of stuff, you know? I don't know if you have any...
Yo, you just gotta love each other, man. Like, you have to love each other, man. Like that. Listen to me out there, man. Love your brothers, man. Love everybody.
And your sisters. And your grandmas.
And your sisters, yeah. And my and grandma. I love my grandma. You gotta love each other, man. That's the only way we're gonna survive. It's the only way we're gonna get out of here. So, that's it.
That's the best way to leave it, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
This won't be the last. It's been a pleasure talking to you. I'm looking forward to hearing the new stuff from Tales of Joy. Maybe catch some of the shows. Maybe we can do a little like after show interview thing with the other guys. Who knows?
Man.
Little mobile next stage. But dude, thanks for making the trip. Thanks for coming here. And
absolutely.
You know, appreciate it, brother.
Thanks, man.
I love you, man.
Love you, bro.
Oh, thanks for shaking hands.
Yeah, dude.
Well, do you want to chime out?
I do.
Yeah, you can chime it out. Love y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.